Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we will be looking at Ethereum. Before we jump into the price action, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out, it is free to join. So it's been quite an interesting time. We've had quite a few successful trades shorting the market within the Crypto Rosetta community. We targeted out some ETH trades at the high point here, and we've written that down into these zones. And yeah, I mean there is still potential for this to push lower, but we also need to bear in mind, we're starting to get into a zone here where we could start to look for some upside to come in. So, check out IK and Joe's video. Really is a great watch. Okay, so what we were looking for here within the structure was looking at two things. So we were talking previously about this point here being a low point and actually looking to see if we could start to see some progression to the upside. But once this consolidation started here, it started to look less likely, and we had this as a triangle forming within here. So for the most part, we can still argue there's a triangle here. Now, there's two ways we can look at this then. Either this is an A, a B, and a C to the downside, and then potentially, we're in a bigger corrective move. Or alternatively, this could have been an A, B, C, D, E from here, and actually we're looking to form something like this. So these are things that are still on the cards here. We could argue that it's completed into this low, and then we could actually look for a move to the upside from here. So we're going to discuss this now. So what we'd be looking for effectively was that possibility to actually still see some upside coming here. So I am still keeping an eye on this one. For as long as we actually remain above this 1516 level, this is a possibility. Really, invalidation comes at this 1461. And either we would be looking for this to potentially be a wave 2, or alternatively, this could be a B wave. And um, it is possible that, we could still be within a corrective mess up here where we form this as an A, this is a B, and then we still push down for a C. So there are a few options. We're going to just take the most relevant ones for the time being. But if we do start to progress up and we only do so in a three-wave move, then effectively that's what I'd be looking for. But for as long as we hold this zone here, we could look to potentially push to the upside. So I've got this marked as a WXY here. Like I said, we can argue that this is an X-wave triangle within here, in which case we would be looking for that possibility to move down one more time, potentially towards this zone here of this 1536. So we can see that 1536 would be an interesting area. It'd actually be coming down into this area here, potentially looking to retest this bottom channel line that we have here, as well as moving into that zone of that 702. If it did extend on slightly more, this 1516 area would be interesting, but also this golden pocket here of this 1562 to this 1554 area. I'd be looking out for, if we do get another move to the downside here, to see whether we actually get a good reaction off this zone, because this might be an area that we could see a bounce. Whether that bounce takes us to a new high or not, it's not clear yet. Like I said, we can look at this in a few ways. So what I'd be looking for basically here, if we're looking at this move to the downside here, is the potential that either we could look at this X wave as being complete, or alternatively this X wave is still in play here. So because I said, we can look at this as an A, B, and a C into here, which means that we could actually have a setup here for a flat correction. Where we could do something like this and actually form five-wave structure to the upside, where this becomes a 1-2, we get a third wave up, fourth, and a fifth. And then we actually look to come back up here and target the top of this channel again. So this is something I'm keeping an eye on. If we do start to hold some of these key areas and start to progress to the upside here, taking some of these highs, that would be a zone I'd be keeping an eye on as well, to the upside here. And if I throw the fib on this, what we would be looking for would be that actual possibility to come back up here and potentially look into this golden pocket again up here at the 1689 to this 1685. So if we do move up here into this area, we can look potentially to actually see if we get a reaction off of this and then actually look to push down one more time. For the time being, though, we haven't actually broken the narrative that we could extend down, so we need to just be aware of that. But if we do actually start to push up here, taking this 1629 area would be the first area that I'd be looking for evidence. So that would invalidate the potential of this becoming a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And then basically looking to take this high again. We take this high. what we can then argue is that, like I said, either this is completed into this area as a Y wave, or alternatively, we could move back up into the zone and retest some of these higher areas here. So this 618 is particularly interesting to me. 50% would also be the 1667. So this did have a swing failure here. It could be somewhere in between that region. But yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on this golden pocket if we do start to move to the upside again from this location. And basically, that would be looking for the evidence of this to form as a wave two here. We're still looking for that possibility to have an extension to the upside. We have to just bear in mind it has met the criteria in this top end here. So we could also just be setting up the first leg for a downside move towards this B wave location. So what we'd be looking for here is actually a move further down here towards this 1488 to this 1192 zone, and looking to actually come back into this support zone, looking for this whole move to either become an A, a B, and a C to the upside. Or alternatively, we have also talked about the fact we need to be cautious because this could be the end of a corrective move to the upside in a five-wave move. And then actually what we do is we look to move further down here again for another leg to the downside, looking to actually take out this uh, 1075 area. So we're going to have to monitor this move that we have unfolding here. For bullish standpoint, as long as we hold this 1461, we can still look for that potential to extend. If we do, we could be talking about quite a substantial extension here up towards this $2,000 area. But yeah, it would have to prove itself first. Like I said, this move could be becoming more complex here. And once we do complete this, let me just actually remove these off the screen for a second. Um, so if we do complete this move, like I said, even if we are completed here, it is still possible we come back up for another wave here and then push to the downside. And then even after dropping down to those levels, it is possible that that could all then just become an A wave. And then actually what we do is we form a B wave up and then we still have a C wave down, looking to actually bring us down deeper into these zones. So, these are all still possibilities. We've got to just take it one step at a time and see how we get there within the sub counts. There is also that possibility for some extension within here. Um, the problem with this triangle here is that it doesn't really fit the narrative of a five-wave move because of the overlap. If it had been lower down, not intersecting this point, then I'd potentially look at it as a fourth, but because of the fact that we've actually come down and then come back up into this range, there's too much overlap at the moment to look at it as a impulse, unless we were potentially looking for a diagonal here. That's a 1, 2, 3, but it's still not long enough. It wouldn't meet the criteria. If this had been longer than the wave three, then potentially we could look at it. But yeah, it doesn't meet that criteria currently. So if we do hold the support range, we can look for that push to the upside. I am also being a little bit cautious here, and we were talking about this in the previous video, looking for that potential to actually break to the downside. And like I said, at the moment, this is not my preferred count because of the fact of this triangle here. But we can also, argue that there is a series of ones and twos nestled in here, where this becomes a 1, 2, this is a 1, 2, and then alternatively you have a 1, 2 here. But it hasn't proven itself yet. So what we'd want to see here is effectively if this is looking to break down deeper here, what we'd want to have a look at on the internal counts here within this structure would be that, we'd want to see whether we actually develop some additional structure like this, where this becomes a 1, 2, 3. We come up for a fourth, we get a fifth, and then we get an additional fourth and a fifth from that point, where this becomes a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we get another one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we could start arguing that we could be looking for that potential bigger five-way structure, looking to actually push down towards this 1476. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it. If it starts to move down to this zone and it does move down to this 1476 area, what we'd be looking for then is to see this retracement to the upside. If it is just in a three-wave move, then we can argue that we could be looking for this fourth And this fourth would actually quite line up quite nicely with actually a retest of these zones here. So we'll have to keep an eye on it as it goes down, or whether actually we find support here and rally. If we do take this high point here of this 1697, effectively that would invalidate the potential for any kind of an extension here, where we're looking at this as a potential one and a two here, because we wouldn't be able to go past this high point. But really, until we actually take these highs here at this 1742, there is still that possibility that we can still look for this to start to extending out and actually start to make more sense as an impulse. So it's just something you're keeping an eye on. If we do start to break down deeper here, this would be potentially looking to set us up for an A wave, this yellow A wave that we can see here. Looking at this as an A, looking for this B wave retracement up into this zone, typically, well, potentially this 1680 to this 1597, and then actually looking for continuation to the downside. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it, but we haven't lost this key support range yet. We haven't lost the channel yet. You know, there is still these things which we can argue that are still potentially bullish. But yeah, once if we start to lose this channel and then start to lose this key support zone here of the 1516 area would be really the lowest. I would want to see it come down as a wave two. But as a B wave, technically speaking, it could come down lower than that. But holding this 1461, if we're looking for bullish bias here, you know, that would be the zone that would have to then argue that this move is potentially completed into this high. And yeah, effectively, then we're looking for this B wave to play out into this zone. And yeah, so I mean, we got to give it some time, and we'll take it sort of level by level and see how we get there. Everyone, I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found this useful. If you did, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Once you're in there, just add mention member staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Also in the description, you will find affiliate links for BYBIT and PrimeXBT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out for yourselves. If you don't have an account, using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone, have a great weekend. See you in the next one.